Have you ever stopped to ask yourself a simple but important question? Where should I really be living right now? For millions of Americans, that question has become more relevant than ever. Rising housing costs, shifting job markets, remote work, and changing priorities have all reshaped what a good place to live actually means. It's no longer just about finding the highest salary or the biggest city. It's about quality of life. It's about opportunity, balance, and long-term stability. In today's video, we're taking a closer look at the top 10 cities to live in the United States for 2026. This list is based on reliable data from trusted media outlets and research organizations, combined with real-world trends in affordability, employment, safety, and overall livability. But this isn't just a list of city names. We'll talk about what life is actually like in these places, who they're best suited for, and why more people are choosing them over traditionally popular and often much more expensive alternatives. We'll count down from number 10 to number 1, and along the way, you may notice something interesting. Some of the best places to live in 2026 aren't the loudest, the trendiest, or the most talked about. They're the places quietly offering better everyday lives. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Videos like this are designed to help you make smarter, more informed decisions about where and how you want to live. And as you watch, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Where do you live right now, and which city on this list would you actually consider moving to? Let's get started with number 10, a city that consistently ranks high in quality of life. Number 10, Madison, Wisconsin. Madison consistently ranks among the most livable cities in the country, and much of that comes down to balance. As the capital of Wisconsin and home to the University of Wisconsin, the city benefits from a steady employment base in education, healthcare, and public administration. This creates long-term stability that many residents value. Daily life in Madison tends to feel intentional rather than rushed. Neighborhoods are walkable, public transportation is functional, and access to lakes and green spaces plays a meaningful role in how people spend their time. These factors contribute to strong well-being scores across multiple national rankings. Housing costs are generally more manageable than in larger Midwest metros, though winters are often underestimated by newcomers. That seasonal challenge is real, but many residents view it as an acceptable trade-off for safety, affordability, and a strong sense of community. Madison is especially appealing to professionals seeking consistency, families focused on education, and anyone who values civic engagement. It may not be the flashiest city on this list, but it offers a level of everyday livability that's hard to ignore. Number 9, Seattle, Washington. Seattle remains one of the most opportunity-driven cities in the United States, particularly for professionals in technology, healthcare, and research. The region continues to support high-paying jobs and long-term career growth, which is why demand remains strong despite rising costs. Beyond employment, Seattle's connection to nature is a defining feature of daily life. Access to water, parks, and nearby mountain ranges contributes to strong lifestyle and wellness metrics. Many residents prioritize these qualities when weighing housing expenses against quality of life. That said, Seattle requires careful financial planning. Housing prices are among the highest in the country, and competition can be intense. However, for those with in-demand skills, the city still offers upward mobility and professional flexibility that few places can match. Seattle is best suited for individuals focused on career acceleration and long-term earning potential. If you've lived here before or are considering it now, share your experience in the comments and let others know how it compares. Number 8, Boise, Idaho. Boise has become a standout example of how mid-sized cities are reshaping the American housing and lifestyle conversation. Over the past several years, it has attracted new residents looking for affordability, safety, and a stronger connection to community. The local economy is anchored by healthcare, education, and small to mid-sized businesses, with remote work playing an increasingly important role. While home prices have risen, overall costs remain lower than in many coastal or mountain region cities. Boise also scores well in quality of life metrics thanks to low crime rates and easy access to outdoor recreation. The pace of life is noticeably calmer, which appeals to people prioritizing long-term stability over constant stimulation. However, career options are more limited for certain industries. making Boise a better fit for remote workers, families, or those comfortable with a narrower job market. Number 7. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa stands out as a city that challenges the idea that a good life has to be expensive. Over the past several years, it has drawn attention for offering a combination that's increasingly hard to find: low living costs, stable infrastructure, and a clear effort to attract new residents. Housing affordability remains one of Tulsa's strongest advantages. Compared to the national average, both home prices and rental costs allow households to maintain financial flexibility. This is supported by an economy anchored in healthcare, energy, logistics, and professional services, with remote work becoming more common among newer arrivals. Tulsa has also invested heavily in revitalizing its urban core. Public parks, cultural institutions, and small businesses have helped reshape how the city feels on a day-to-day basis. While the entertainment scene is modest, the overall environment tends to feel practical and grounded rather than overwhelming. Tulsa may not appeal to those seeking rapid career acceleration or constant nightlife. However, for people prioritizing financial stability, manageable growth, and a city that feels intentional about its future, Tulsa presents a compelling and realistic option. Number 6. Denver, Colorado. Denver continues to attract residents who want access to opportunity without giving up personal well-being. The city's economy remains diverse, with strong representation across technology, healthcare, energy, and professional services. This variety provides resilience during economic shifts and flexibility for career changes. A defining feature of life in Denver is how closely work and lifestyle are connected. Access to parks, trails, and outdoor recreation is built into daily routines, contributing to consistently high health and wellness scores. This emphasis on active living is a major reason people choose to stay long-term. Housing costs are higher than the national average, and that reality requires careful planning. However, many residents view Denver as a long-term investment rather than a short-term bargain. The trade-off often comes in the form of stability, access to nature, and a strong sense of place. Denver is especially well-suited for individuals and families who value flexibility, health, and a city that supports both professional and personal growth. Number 5. Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh has earned its place among the most attractive cities in the country by offering balance rather than extremes. As part of the Research Triangle, it benefits from a steady pipeline of employers in technology, research, education, and life sciences. This creates consistent job demand without the volatility seen in larger tech hubs. The city performs well across multiple livability metrics, including safety, education quality, and affordability relative to income. Housing prices have risen, but they remain more approachable than in many comparable metro areas, especially when weighed against earning potential. Raleigh also maintains a pace of life that feels sustainable. Neighborhoods are family-friendly, commute times are manageable, and access to healthcare and public services is reliable. These factors make the city appealing not only for young professionals, but also for those thinking long-term. Rather than standing out for one dramatic feature, Raleigh's strength lies in how well its pieces fit together. For many people in 2026, that kind of balance is exactly what makes it worth serious consideration. Number 4. Austin, Texas. Austin continues to represent opportunity, but in a more mature and complex form than it did a decade ago. The city remains a major hub for technology, creative industries, and entrepreneurship, attracting talent from across the country. Access to high-paying jobs is still one of Austin's strongest draws. At the same time, Austin's identity is no longer just about rapid growth. The city has invested heavily in infrastructure, public spaces, and cultural preservation to maintain livability as demand increases. Music, food, and outdoor recreation remain deeply woven into everyday life, helping Austin retain its unique character. Housing costs have risen significantly, and this is often the biggest adjustment for newcomers. However, compared to other major tech centers, Austin still offers a more flexible tax environment and long-term upside. Many residents see the city as a place to build momentum rather than chase short-term savings. Austin is best suited for those who value energy, professional opportunity, and cultural variety, and who are comfortable navigating a competitive housing market. Number 3. Pearland, Texas. Pearland reflects a broader shift towards suburban living that prioritizes space, safety, and long-term planning. Located near Houston, the city offers access to a major job market while maintaining a more controlled pace of life. One of Pearland's strongest advantages is consistency. Housing developments, schools, and public services are designed with families in mind, and the city regularly scores well in safety and education metrics. For many households, this translates into predictability and peace of mind. While Pearland lacks the nightlife and density of a large urban center, it compensates with strong community infrastructure and manageable living costs relative to income. Commutes are common, but they are often viewed as a reasonable trade-off for stability and space. Pearland is especially appealing to families and professionals seeking long-term value rather than constant change. If suburban living is part of your future plans, this is a city worth paying attention to. Number 2, Carmel, Indiana. Carmel has built a national reputation by focusing on what makes everyday life work better. Thoughtful urban planning, strong public services, and a commitment to safety have helped the city consistently rank near the top of livability lists. The local economy benefits from proximity to Indianapolis while maintaining its own identity. This allows residents to access a broad range of job opportunities without sacrificing the advantages of a smaller, well-managed city. Housing prices reflect the city's quality, but they remain reasonable when compared to similarly ranked communities nationwide. Carmel's appeal lies in its attention to detail. Traffic flow, green spaces, and neighborhood design all contribute to a sense of order that many residents find reassuring. It may not be flashy, but it delivers where it matters most. Number 1, Johns Creek, Georgia. Johns Creek earns the top spot on this list not because it is the biggest or most famous city, but because it consistently delivers where it matters most. Across national rankings, it scores exceptionally well in safety, education, income stability, and overall quality of life, creating a strong foundation for long-term living. Located just north of Atlanta, Johns Creek offers access to a major metropolitan job market without the pressures that often come with urban density. Many residents work in technology, healthcare, finance, and professional services, benefiting from high employment rates and relatively short commute times. What truly sets Johns Creek apart is its sense of intentional design. Neighborhoods are well-maintained, public schools rank among the best in the state, and access to parks and community facilities is built into daily life. These factors combine to create an environment that feels both calm and forward-looking. Housing prices reflect the city's desirability, but they are supported by strong household incomes and long-term value retention. For families, professionals, and those planning beyond the next few years, Johns Creek offers stability without stagnation. Rather than chasing trends, Johns Creek focuses on consistency, safety, and livability. That balance is exactly why it stands out in 2026. That brings us to the end of this list. As you've seen, the best place to live isn't about hype or headlines. It's about finding a city that fits your goals, your budget, and the lifestyle you want to build in the years ahead. Some of these cities offer growth and opportunity. Others stand out for stability, safety, and everyday comfort. What matters most is choosing a place that supports the life you're working toward. If this video helped you see new possibilities, consider subscribing for more breakdowns like this. And let us know in the comments which city stood out to you or where you're living now.